Have you ever wondered how medieval scholars bridged the gap between faith and reason? Let's embark on a journey back in time to the medieval Scholastic period, a fascinating era that spanned from the 12th to the 17th century. This was an epoch of deep intellectual curiosity, a time when great minds wrestled with complex philosophical and theological questions. They sought to reconcile the teachings of the Church with the wisdom of the ancient philosophers. Among these intellectual giants was Thomas Aquinas, a man whose work was instrumental in shaping the scholastic tradition. His writings, still studied today, masterfully interweaved the tenets of faith with the principles of reason. And he was not alone. A host of other scholars, philosophers, and theologians contributed to this rich tapestry of thought, each leaving their distinct mark on the annals of history. But what made this period so unique in the annals of history? Get ready as we delve deeper into the intrigue of the medieval scholastic period. Imagine living in a time when faith and reason were not separate realms, but intertwined in meaningful discourse. The medieval scholastic period, spanning from the 12th to 17th centuries, was such a time. It was an era where faith met reason, where the divine and the intellectual danced in a harmonious ballet of thought. This was not a time of blind faith, nor was it a time of cold, detached rationality. Here, scholars sought to understand the world around them and the divine above them, using the tools of logic and reason. In the hallowed halls of monastic schools and universities, they pored over texts, debated ideas, and crafted complex arguments. They were driven by a desire to understand their faith and to explain it to others. They drew on the works of philosophers like Aristotle and Plato, integrating their ideas into a Christian framework. They sought to reconcile the teachings of the Church with the wisdom of the ancients. They created a unique blend of faith and reason. This was a faith that valued questioning, that welcomed doubt, that saw reason as a tool to deepen rather than undermine belief. These scholars were not just theologians. They were philosophers, exploring the nature of reality and the human condition. They were scientists, observing the world around them and seeking to understand its workings. They were thinkers who dared to question, who dared to doubt, and in doing so, deepened their understanding of their faith and the world around them. They grappled with profound questions like the nature of God, the problem of evil, and the relationship between faith and reason. They sought to make sense of these complex issues through reasoned argument and logical analysis. Their work laid the foundations for much of Western philosophy and theology. The scholastics were not just theologians, they were philosophers, scientists, and thinkers who dared to question. These daring scholars of the Middle Ages paved the way for the intellectual traditions we value today, where faith and reason continue their intricate dance. So, how did this philosophical and theological tradition affect the world? Well, the impact of scholasticism was far-reaching, shaping the course of education, science, and culture. In education, it introduced the concept of structured argument, where ideas were dissected, debated, and defended. This method of inquiry is still prevalent in our modern education system, where students are encouraged to question and explore. In the realm of science, scholasticism was instrumental in integrating scientific knowledge with religious beliefs. This harmonious blend of faith and reason laid the groundwork for the scientific revolution, where empirical evidence took precedence over religious doctrines. Culturally, scholasticism sparked intellectual curiosity and encouraged the pursuit of knowledge. This thirst for understanding gave birth to the Renaissance, a period of unprecedented cultural and intellectual growth. In essence, scholasticism was not just a philosophical tradition confined to the medieval times. Its influence permeated various aspects of society, fostering intellectual growth and scientific advancements. The echoes of scholasticism can still be heard in our modern world. Why does the medieval scholastic period matter to us today, you may ask? Well, it's more relevant than you might think. It's an era that has left an indelible mark on our collective consciousness, shaping our understanding of faith, reason, and the pursuit of knowledge. The scholars of this time dared to question, to challenge, and to seek the truth. They did not shy away from the complexities of life, but embraced them, intertwining faith and reason in a dance as old as time itself. Can you imagine? In the middle of the Middle Ages, they laid the groundwork for the scientific method, the very foundation of modern science and technology. Moreover, their teachings still echo in the hallowed halls of academia, in the theories of philosophers, and in the minds of thinkers and truth-seekers. Their legacy endures not just in dusty old tomes, but in the way we perceive, question, and understand our world. The medieval scholastic period was not just a chapter in history, but a stepping stone towards our modern understanding of the world.